This is Dabu7 with a volcanic update. This morning, here on the 15th of July 2018, there has been what they are calling a moderately strong eruption taking place at Mount Agung in Bali. This is one of the volcanic areas we've been keeping an eye on that has been showing some activity. Now, this eruption lasted for about 1 minute and 45 seconds, and the ash cloud observed was thick and intense, they state. And really, they've done such a good job at trying to get people out of here, and they're on top of it with their procedures, that there's no stories of people getting harmed in this. And they're saying that the event was preceded by a smaller but longer 2-minute eruption that took place on the 14th. But it just shows that these volcanoes can come roaring to life at any time, especially if they're in the active state. The ongoing situation in Hawaii, as you can see, a 5.2 there again. It seems like every day around this time, we're seeing a 5.2, 5.3 quake strike in Hawaii. And many times this is associated with an eruption, a volcanic eruption. Many of the tweets and the information that gets kicked out is stating that it is associated with an actual eruption. Now, all of them may not be, like this one may not be. I'm not sure of it. But even if it's not, what it's showing is that they're all striking in the same area. They're all striking right there at the caldera. And we're seeing the collapsing of the earth at the top and on the caldera, or we're seeing more magma filling the chamber and pushing earth to the side. And that could very well be the case, seeming that we keep seeing eruptions. And I will continue to update if we see any other major earthquake activity here globally. I think the biggest one we've seen here today, and I didn't see any major damage come from it, was in the Gulf of Aden, around a magnitude 6 south of Yemen. Looking at other information and give you a rundown here, and this is in terms of Hawaii, there is a small lava island forming off of Kapoho, Hawaii. Now, of course, this is how many of the islands and island chains are formed, from the magma rising to the surface, cooling, hardening, and then we get our new land formations. But to give you a rundown here of some other areas, there is the area around Reunion Island that started erupting again on July 13th. There is also a volcano in Iceland that is inflating as I speak, and it's preparing for its next major eruption. Now, we also have the Anak Krakatoa in Indonesia that has been letting off eruptions left and right, and some of them have been heard as far away as 42 kilometers away. So, yeah, there's always volcanic activity, but when we have volcanic activity picking up and around cities and a lot more life than just out in the middle of nowhere, something to pay attention to. And when you have areas that could produce big-time eruptions, you have to pay attention. Because one big eruption could change the game for everyone. And we've talked about what's going on in Yellowstone. Of course, if a supervolcano like Yellowstone erupted, you better hope that you had a plan your whole life and you're able to implement it the moment that news is broke. Most people, 90+%, are going to have no way out of this country, no way out of the northern hemisphere. And that's just the realities of it. So, as I always say, I hope you have a plan. If you live near a volcano or if you're in an earthquake-prone area, have a plan for that. Any kind of survival plan is good. I always say a lights-out one is the best, or one of the best. I'll leave links and I'll continue to update with more as things change. It's been Dabu7.